It's been a long time since I've made a video like this one. It's the second video I've made like this. And the first one, you guys know, was about photos. Just certain kinds of photos I don't like. And I haven't made a video in a while, mainly because I've just kind of been doing other things, haven't really been paying attention to it. But really, now it's just something has gotten to my attention more than other things. And that is Facebook groups. Now they turned to liking certain things, but before it was, becoming a fan of something or joining a group about something. And for the past few months, these things have been driving me up the wall. At first, these groups they're actually kind of funny. It's like, oh, you could suddenly become a fan of, like, Not Being on Fire. Like, haha, that's cute, right? And then it changed and started becoming, join this group, and it's like 1 million to vote for the Ravens for, I don't know, Supreme Chancellor, crap like that. And then it just gradually devolved into this really irritating people filling up my news feed with annoying, pointless things that I don't care about, and they shouldn't care about either, honestly. Like, let's see, there are so many groups out there that I've seen people join that are completely useless, and oftentimes I just join them based on, I guess, sort of like, oh, huh, that's kind of true, right? Like, for example, the Not Being on Fire thing, like, that was funny, but I didn't join that group because it doesn't really matter. Like, whether I join the group or not, it's going to do anything. All the groups that I join on Facebook are either for very mild personal comedic benefit, and you can check my groups, you can check all my groups and my pages and everything and see what I have in there, and I'll try and justify them. So they're either about mild comedic things, they're about things I actually have interest in, or things I just want to, like, learn about, like, catch up on, which is why I've subscribed to, like, anything about guns, or Wood Creek faction, or Barack Obama. Now, whether I'm a supporter or not, I want to know what's going on, like, what he's planning, what's going on, He sends me email all the time, but I still want to see what he's doing on Facebook, I guess. So, like, all the stuff I have for my groups, which fits on one page, it's probably less than 25 groups, I'd say, I'm a part of, just because I want to, get something out of those. But I'm gonna look at some friends of mine here. I'm not gonna name who, but I'm gonna start some. So let's look at, for example, boys that only need one girl. Well, Mr. Chauverus, I'm sorry, but I'm fresh out of gold stars for you. Seriously, who cares about you becoming a fan of boys that like only one girl? Like, does that matter? Are girls going to be like, oh, look at him, he's so nice and honorable? Girls don't really talk like that, but the point I'm trying to make here is that there's no point in joining that. To me, it's dumb. To me, it just is pointless, and it's honestly kind of just, like, wimpy in a way. It's just kind of, like, sissy to join a group, and sort of like you're proving something over a Facebook group. Is that the way it's happening now? Oh yeah, this is a good one. I may look calm, but in my head I've killed you 3 times. Who gives a crap? I am seriously holding back from swearing right now. It drives me up a wall. There's no point. I don't care about those groups. Why do you care about those groups? Why do you join those groups? First off, why are you mulling over any sort of feelings like that? Why are you joining groups that remind you of feeling negative things? And secondly, why do you even care that, like, joining these groups? What does it matter? It doesn't change anything. Those groups don't do anything for you. They're just groups that say that. That's all that it is. That's all that it is. And you can think that by yourself. You don't need a Facebook group to remind you or, like, click on and tell you that. It's completely pointless. More groups here. Let's see. Okay, if you start to miss me, remember, I didn't walk away. You let me go. Shut up! First off, like, who's that between? That's, like, so passive-aggressive that you're joining a Facebook group. That's what I forgot. It's passive-aggressive to say something like that, You're not even actually, like, talking to that person, not even doing anything. Why don't you just let it go? It's so banal. It's dwelling on stupid, little, unfortunate, immature emotion. I don't know why that's a focus for anybody. Okay, let's move off this particular person. Oh, these groups are really fun. They're usually like conversation groups, like, for example, quotations, I love him, quotations, how long have you been dating, quotations, 2 days, quotations, you're an idiot. Okay, I agree with that sentiment, but why are you joining a group about it? It's silly. It's pointless. It doesn't make any sense to me to join a group like that because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything for anyone else. It doesn't do anything for you. It's just a group that has that silly little quotations. Also, a lot of these groups that are like, click and you'll find out about something, like, for example, like 10 things girls should never say to guys. Who cares? Why are you so curious as to be swayed by these silly little groups like, oh, you'll never believe what this guy said on his Facebook status or whatever? It's like, who really cares? Why would you join a group about that? Because they don't do anything for you. Me and my best friend understand each other with just a glance. Who cares? You remind me of a penny because you're two-faced and worthless, smiley face. Okay, first off, the smiley face after like a rude thing kind of gets on my nerves because it's kind of like smug, it's kind of arrogant. Have some maturity here, you know, stick with what you're trying to say. And two-faced and worthless. First off, pennies are worth 1 cent. So does Zimbabwe. Give them a penny and they'll go places in life. So what's the point? You remind me of a penny, two-faced and worthless. Is there a point to this? That's what I'm trying to get here. Is there a point to this? Is there a point to joining these groups because they don't do anything? There's nothing that you really get out of those passive-aggressive little groups than just a bunch of people mulling over the same feeling of immaturity that they can't get out of. Also, while we're on these groups, I also want to talk about Facebook statuses. Now, there are some statuses that really get on my nerves, and it's not a lot of them, but I have just gotten really tired of people posting these vague, passive-aggressive, emotional sort of statuses. And it's just a cry for help. That's all it is. It's just a little wimpy cry for help. More or less like someone throwing a temper tantrum in the supermarket. Because that's all you're doing. You're not keeping it in, and you're not talking to that person like you should be doing. Like, seriously, man the hell up and talk to that person about whatever's bothering you. You're not talking to that person. You're not keeping it in, or you're not talking with someone about it who, you know, you could confide in and really talk to it about. You're just kind of like throwing it out there to everyone who's on Facebook, who might be anyone, by the way. Like, for example, not only do I have people in my Civil Air Patrol Squadron who are on Facebook, but I also have my employers on Facebook. So I try and keep my Facebook relatively clean. I try not to post a lot of curse words like I might have used to, or things that were also passive-aggressive. You know, but some people just go all out, man. They just go nuts with like profanity and this passive-aggressive sort of things. But for example, a very recent one. This person thinks you play the fool rather well. Too bad that's all you'll ever be. Like, that's the Facebook status. Like, what the hell is that supposed to mean to any of us? You know, it's putting it on there for your own personal benefit. Like, who are you talking to? If you want to say that to somebody, say it to somebody. Talk to that person, okay? Man up and say it. Or don't say anything at all. You know, like kind of what Thumper said. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. But in this case, even if you have something to not say nice, don't just say it to everybody. Say it to that person. So let's do another one from this person. This person loves that you think you can avoid it. Who and avoid what? You say these vague things, and if you don't want us to ask about it, if you want to keep it personal, you know, if you get defensive when we ask about it or you know, tell you not to post it, then why'd you post it in the first place? So what I'm trying to say is basically, man up, stop being passive-aggressive in these little Facebook groups and Facebook statuses. Don't join pointless, retarded groups that don't do anything, especially if they just remind you of negative emotion that you have. And just go with the flow. Don't even bother with these dumb little groups, because it doesn't do a goddamn thing. What does it matter? That's what I'm asking you. So, that's what I got to say about that. It's just, I hope you'll take that into account and comment on this with what you think. Nice talking to you guys, and keep the peace. Notifications, I love you.